This is the Healey Brothers Show.
All right, so whenever we get to it, one of the best things for this, when you're talking about auto industry stuff, is the price of maintenance and repairs. Because this is really not that expensive at all.
No, and this is
let's
just get into it. Let's be authentic, kind of just doing it.
Okay, so today is just a very quick update on what's going on with Healey now as of April 2024. We're through the first quarter, and what's going on in the auto industry through the first quarter of 2024. So I don't know if you want to start with what has been going on in Healey. I know we had some stores upgrade their facilities.
Yeah, so there's always a lot going on with Healey. I would say a big one, which our service center was getting a little bogged down at Chrysler. We added some big heavy-duty lifts. We're doing more fleet work, so those really heavy trucks, the buses, we can now work on it. We have more state troopers coming in, so we can handle more of their volume, get those cars done correctly, perfectly, and get them back on the road because we know how important that is. So we were able to make the capacity of our shop wider, which is huge for us. And the guy plus the techs over there, they love new stuff. Yeah. So that's another.
How many lifts did they add?
So they added 2 heavy duty lifts on the 4-bay. So I think for heavy duties they have 10 total heavy duty lifts, 3 quick bay lifts. But obviously the heavy duties can do quick changes as well if they get bogged down. So they have plenty of space now. They have those extra ones. Then we have a couple extra, we call them dry bays that they can work on cars, get them ready as well, and at that shop too. So more capacity definitely helps. We can handle more appointments.
Have you seen a difference in the?
I mean, they just got put in. I'd say like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. Oh. They have to settle for a couple of days.
No, fair enough.
As your dad knows. So
yeah.
I mean, they're already being used. A couple of our master techs love them. They needed the space. They could work on multiple cars while waiting for parts. So
yeah, upgrading really your service facilities is probably the best way to grow your service department.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to not grow without
for sure
upgrading it.
For sure. And at Healey as well, like our focus this year is fixed ops as the dealers call it, but service. So service, parts, maintenance, we want to be the most efficient we can. How can we quickly service a customer's car, get them in and out efficiently? We're making everything more efficient this year, especially in the service center.
What is causing the focus to be service? Is it something that's going on in the auto industry, or is that just internally at Healey?
So we're believers that the industry wasn't what it was a year ago, 6 months ago. It is slowing down. We are seeing some slow spots. It's not in any ways bad.
Are you talking about in service or the sales side?
And the sales side. So I mean, just let me clarify. We always want to focus on service because everyone needs to like going to the doctor. Everyone needs to go to the doctor. Everyone needs to service their vehicle. And we have these beautiful service centers, so we help maintain you quick and efficiently. So we see this service, the sales side, just slowing down a little bit. It's not as fast paced as it was. It's still good. Don't by any means. We were just for the last few years we were living the great life of how much volume is there. Yeah, so much demand, so little supply. But for now, I mean, we always focus on service, but now we're really digged in. Like, how can we get better? How can we train our technicians to take them to a different level? How can we get more appointments in for the day? Do we extend our hours? We've added more lifts. We've added more technology to our service centers. Almost every single one has a drive-through, so the customer can see what's on with their car, their alignment, their tire tread in seconds. So little things like that. We've built out these service centers so cars can flow in and out better. We've added truck centers. We're about to add on to our other truck center at Ford.
Which one?
At Ford, which is our bigger one.
Goshen or Poughkeepsie?
Goshen.
What are you guys going to add on to it?
So that's what we're figuring out. But some part of the parking lot. But we're at a capacity. We work on so many buses and fleet work there that we need to do it. So
that parking lot is full.
It's unfair to our customers. We want to be able to get them in and out. We don't really want the crazy wait times for if someone drops off a bus or something like that. We understand the importance of, especially businesses dropping off their vehicles to get them in and out.
Yeah, they need them
and
back
on the road because they're losing income. So that's really what we're focusing also on parts. We want to hold more parts so we could sell more parts to the body shops because that's picking up as well. More people are driving. So there's a lot of things we're working on for efficiency, and a lot of it has to do with technology, the people we hire, the training we give, and the layouts of our shops and adding on to the capacity of our shops as well.
Yeah, with what you're saying, focusing on service actually makes sense when I was we've been talking about it for months. Forget about reading an article on it. How people are keeping their cars for longer. Like people buying out their leases or people just, having 10-year-old cars, not buying new ones. So that's where efficiency and service is going to go hand in hand with not just what Healey wants, but with how consumers are acting at this point in time with their finances or keeping their cars. So service would definitely be something that needs to become more efficient based off of the consumer and how the auto industry is
Yeah,
working.
no,
right now.
1,000%, and it just doesn't come to how our shops operate and stuff like that. It goes to how you get scheduled an appointment for the customer. Our technology needs to get better on that side. You should be able to click real quick, schedule an appointment. Our BDC is getting trained better to handle these appointments, schedule out the right time, so you're not scheduling, say, an engine light that's on for an oil change slot. Little tweaks.
Times a day
we
that
do
stuff
and
comes and matters.
Yeah, so we do a great job now, but how can we get better? How can we save someone 5-10 minutes? And that adds up through the day. We get more throughput, but also the customer's happier.
I mean, Hyundai changed the way they handle service once they moved into this building.
Oh yeah,
Like
I mean, the old facility was a cluster.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm talking
surprised.
about with the way they can handle their consumers wherever they are in the building with the tablets they have.
Oh yeah,
They changed that once they came into this facility.
yep.
It's a lot larger, so the customers
So
are.
it is an investment, but we're in the people business, and we need to serve the customer at all times. We need to help them make their lives easier, get them what they need at the right time. So that's a lot of what goes into our thought. We have to really think like them, and meet them where they're at, and serve them the correct way, and efficiently, speed, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Poughkeepsie Chevy did such a simple, and with talking with my dad, such a simple like upgrade to their facility. All it was cabinets, new benches, and they moved some of the technicians around. Right, so like I won't say like names.
yeah, your dad, Mr. Project, is all about
So
efficiency right now.
they took one technician, moved him away from another. Maybe they talked a little too much. Move one technician and put him near somebody else that they thought he would do better next to, and they did a couple moves like that. And I know 2 of those technicians, their hours produced like a week jumped drastically just from one moving away from one guy and one getting put next to a different guy for training purposes, and their numbers jumped up drastically. So obviously that's great.
And their
for them.
competitive nature too. Like techs are
Yeah,
down
they
low
are.
competitive too.
But so that's great for them, obviously, how their pay structure is, but that's great for the consumer. Because if they're producing more hours, forget about their pay. That means we're getting more work done if they're producing more hours.
1,000%.
So just small changes like that up the department's efficiency. The cabinets help with some...
And plus, the techs love it too. So
It was a little cluttered near the alignment rack with like different, I don't know if you want to say like tools and stuff like that. So like the cabinets, I mean, granted, the techs got their own cabinets as well above their benches. So they have storage up there.
which they love.
So it just like cleaned up their bays, right? So think about your bedroom. If your bedroom is a mess, you're going to be a mess, right? So if your bay is a mess or by the alignment rack is a mess, like you're going to be a mess in your work life. So just cleaning up clutter and moving some people around up the efficiency of the department.
So I'm
so simple.
I'm so huge
simple.
on that. As you know, I have like OCD. Like I have to have everything neat, organized. I know what's going on. I have lists. That's why I'm. But one story I've heard from I'm sure everyone knows is Fred Beans, big dealer out of PA.
Mm-hmm.
What he does before he hires. I'm not sure if he's still doing this today, but I heard this.
Pictures of their bedroom.
And no, he doesn't do that. But I might start doing it for all the young guys. We need to have clean bedrooms. Make your bed. It means a lot. But what he used to do is go drive past the potential applicant's house and see, hey, is their front yard taken care of? Do they have a clean area to live? Is their front porch a mess? Little things like that he would just check on, and he'd either move on or be like, hey, if you can't keep the front of your house in order, how are you going to keep something in order at my dealership, kind of a thing. So it was just a small little thing, and I forget who was telling me that. I think it was through our new partnership was telling me that, and I was like, wow, what? No wonder why the guy's so successful. Small little things that man does, and now he has one of the biggest dealer groups in the country. So
How many stores do they have? That makes them so big.
Over 20, maybe over 25. But he's big parts guy. But we learn a lot from him. We get to talk to him. My uncle's talks to him, I would say daily probably. So yeah, that's just one little thing about just keeping little things to keep things neat and keep.
Yeah.
And plus, technicians love new stuff. They love to have their area. They really, at the end, most of them love to have it neat and organized because they do care about turning the wrench and getting stuff done. They do want to make the customer happy, so which is great.
I mean, I know what is it called? Tool allowance program, where if the technician buys something up to X amount of money, they get reimbursed for it. I know something so simple that my brother bought because he's big, like on his toolbox and
like every technician's a psycho.
He's just they clean it, you know what I mean? But he's just big with how it's organized. Like if you open up his drawers, like some people have like the wrenches just like thrown in there. He still has like all like the pre-made slots for them. So he had just like a regular tool cart, like all the other technicians, where it's like a plastic one, just the top slides open, but there's not much like organization for it. So he actually bought a Snap-on tool cart. So I think it has 3 drawers for him, but that's all with like the organization part of it. So instead of having to have his tools on the top of the tool cart with the parts of the car that he's taking off, his tools can be like within the drawers, and then the parts of the car can just be like on the tool cart. But that comes back to an investment point of it, because that's a tool allowance program, and it allows technicians to get reimbursed for certain stuff that they buy throughout the year. So that's just, that isn't something that like Chevy purposely did at this time. That was just the decision my brother made to buy it at this exact time. But just that's a simple organization thing. But back to some stuff that's changing. I know when you say like investment, Hyundai's, they're redoing their parking lot, right?
Yeah, well, we're finally getting approval just to redo it. We had to wait, obviously, for not just us waiting, but we had to wait for the asphalt to get done, for the plants to open back up, excuse me. So they're going to redo that, so it's going to look beautiful. We'll have some nice striping, and it'll really finish what the facility needs to look like, because we do have our grand opening May 2nd, so that's
coming up really soon. Is it going to be done before that?
Yeah, it should be. Well,
really?
Planning on it to be. They do it. They do it. That the crew we use, they do it pretty efficiently. They knock it out quick. So that's usually not an issue at all. But it's gonna be great. A lot of people from Hyundai coming. A lot of local government coming. Local officials, which is good to know. A lot of family, friends, managers. So it's pretty exciting. It's our biggest facility. It's pretty state of the art. And so that final touch will also make it look that much better when we do the drone shots and everything. So
definitely. So now between the CJR, Ford's commercial truck, Chevy small, Hyundai, is that like the majority of all of like the upgrades that have happened?
Yeah, I would say those are the upgrades. That's what's going on in Healey. We're working on some other things internally with some training and all that stuff that's always going, but everything we're doing like is for the consumer. Okay. Yes, it's for us. It's for the factory wants us to do it, but it's at the end of the day, it's to help the consumer experience get better. How can we serve them better? So that's like the biggest point of it. And small little tweaks go a long way. Upgrades go a long way. You want to – the Toyota store out of California, the largest Toyota store, they take into account the toilet paper that goes into the bathroom.
Really?
So things like that, of small adjustments that you make for the consumer experience.
You wouldn't think about that.
Yeah, why I'm drawing a blank on the – I think they sell like 25,000 vehicles a year out of one store. They have a Subway at their facility and their own DMV. It's wild.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
But yeah, they take it into toilet paper. Granted, we have good toilet paper here, so no one needs to worry.
I'm surprised. But now I'm segueing from service into something you sent us the other day. It was the cost of repairs and maintenance for new vehicles purchased for our brands was super surprising to me. Right, because think about
eye-opening, and you got to definitely put that up on the screen.
Yeah, think about one of these selling points for EVs, right? They're always talking about, costs of repairs and maintenance, so on and so forth, right? Trying to basically almost say that internal combustion cars are expensive to repair and maintain. But looking at what you sent us, they're really not.
Yeah.
Think about Lincoln is actually the cheapest one on here. In your first 1 to 5 years on repairs and maintenance, average cost of $940. That's nothing.
Yeah. So
that's also $200 and $500.
Also, this report. So the report, it's good data. It comes from Automotive News. Okay. So they're the best in the business at reporting. Also, I do want to throw it out there. Like EVs are so new. They've been around for a decade.
You still don't know though.
But you don't really know the ins and outs of how expensive they're going to be. As battery technology change, yes, it could get better, but it could go the other way. There's not enough data in there. ICE vehicles been around for so long, and these averages, if you think about it over a life of a vehicle, are so doable. And this is why our technology also makes it that much more attainable for the customer to keep vehicles longer. And you should throw up there the average age of the vehicle on the road. I'm drawing a blank on what it is, but it's you should look that up. It's pretty good, but. I mean, granted, Automotive News, I do want to be transparent with it, did put Tesla as the most affordable. And Elon Musk also took advantage of that and tweeted that out, which is great to see. But our other brands, Lincoln, like Ford, Chevy, Hyundai, Kia, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram are all in the top 10.
But remember what you just said about they could change and get worse? Tesla changed their battery. It was like LFA, now it's like LFP, right?
Yeah.
This is their first cars coming out with that new battery. You don't know what's going to happen.
Granted, they're so new.
Like what you're
and
saying,
don't get me wrong,
you
Tesla's a good product, but we have so many great products that are not just all EV. They're hybrids, they're ICE, and their lifespan of money you have to spend to maintain them.
So that's it right there, right? So yes, it has Tesla as the cheapest. That's $580 over the 1 to 5 years, and $3,400 in the next 6 to 10. So in total is $4,000. But Lincoln, a luxury brand.
Well, Buick. Well, we used to have Buick, but Buick. I was shocked about the Buick.
$4,900. Lincoln's not. It's off by $1,000 compared to Tesla. Over 10 years. That's practically nothing over 10 years, realistically. So it's like it's $100.
And these are averages.
More, so they are averages, but it's just super surprising.
Like, look at those numbers for Land Rover. Those are
that's
crazy.
That's in my opinion to be expected. If you look at
that, that's why they're. But if you think about it, that's why they're a leasing vehicle. That's why you lease them and get rid of them.
Not wrong.
But then there's
unbelievable Mercedes, Audi. But think about that. You're gonna buy a Land Rover. Some of them for like
And granted, they have the luxury vehicles on here too. So those tend to be a little more to maintain and cost. But when you go to buy a luxury, when you buy a
car,
I know, but when you buy a luxury vehicle, you're expecting higher costs. So
not $20,000.
No, not like that. But like with Porsche, Mercedes, and stuff like that, Audi, you're kind of having an expectation that you're gonna pay a little more. So that's
Lincoln's luxury.
Yeah, Lincoln is luxury.
It's a quarter of what Land Rover is going to cost you over 10 years.
Yeah, well, Land Rover's just that number. When I saw that, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" No one's even close.
Yeah, not even close. And now, what did you say? You want to see the average age?
Yeah, average age of a vehicle on the road right now.
Let's see.
I think it's something crazy. Average age. But this is a great report. Automotive News put it out there. And Alon's done it again, but I'm so happy for our brands, customers that keep our brands. Also, Healey doesn't have your back, but the overall
years.
Yeah,
that's surprising.
Yeah, and granted, it's probably lower. It's probably a little lower here, considering we're in a big leasing market because people like to lease in our area.
Oh, the area.
Yeah, so like the northeast, well, New York, Hudson Valley, it's a big lease market. So I wonder if they can have that. But if not, we'll do some research and put it up there.
Do some more research.
But I mean, you can't those numbers are over 10 years. The average is $4,300 for a Chevy. Like, who would have thought that?
Yeah, it's not a lot at all.
And people are probably gonna be like, "Oh, that's average." I was like, but overall average, like the most vehicles they sell, like the maintenance, like if you think about it, that's good as long as you take care of your vehicle every single day and reach out to us. And when you have issues and take care of it, you're good to go.
Yeah, the West was 12.4, Northeast is 10.9.
Yeah, good guess, Jay.
And
those are a little older. That's 2019, so it might be a little different now with COVID. But
that's from the Department of Energy.
Yeah, so Department of Energy probably reports every 10 years anyway, so they're probably moving backwards. Yeah. But and also it shows that. So this is what the cost of the consumer is, right? Too that report. I think it's just what the cost the consumer.
The cost of them?
No, the cost. This is what costs the consumer.
Cost of the consumer. Yeah.
So that's not counting the warranty. So this also shows that
warranty is going to save you a lot of money.
Warranties that these companies come out with, they're really standing behind their product. Yeah. So
I'm trying to get this thing to go away.
And just to go on another note, if we have the extended service contracts that protect you and all these plans that really protect the vehicle, but people just need to understand, if you take care of your vehicle and you want to keep it, it's not going to take an arm and a leg. There's ways to keep that vehicle for a long time and have it running perfectly for even longer.
I mean, when I was just doing all the certified pre-owned videos,
another great way to go
some of them had $0 deductibles, and I think the most expensive deductible, I don't remember which brand, was $100.
Yeah.
That's nothing, though. You have something go wrong with your car, and you're only paying $100 out of pocket. And like I said, sometimes were $0, some of them were $50.
I see the extended service contract, like all the applications. Sometimes if someone pays a small deductible and some of their bills are $5,500, we fix it. Now they keep the car longer and they have it. So, like the manufacturer stands by it, we stand by ours. So there's a lot of great ways to protect yourself. But at the end of the day, these vehicles, maintain them, come to our service centers, and your vehicle will last a very long time if you just decide to keep it.
But yeah, so like the cost of cars really is not as expensive as people would think, like repairs and maintenance wise, and like you said, extended service contracts and warranties.
You really hear the bad issues on the car side. You don't hear all the good of the people,
Yeah.
all the people that have kept their vehicle forever or never had an issue with the vehicle, which is more
Like, oh
rather
man,
than
I have a 15-year-old
Yeah.
Ram, and I just had a
there's millions of
$10,000
vehicles
ticket.
sold a year, and we hear the small percentage of the major issues, but there's a lot of good reasons to have our brands that last a long time that don't break the bank over the period. So
Most expensive one was Jeep at $5,300 over 10 years, but that's really not. That's
it's not
bad.
crazy. And I'm a Jeep guy, so I know from.
But have you paid a lot? in
Well,
repairs and maintenance.
So I do drive a Jeep Trackhawk. So my first maintenance, my maintenance and all that stuff, the tires and brakes, they do cost a lot of
Costs a
money.
lot, but
But-
it's a different Jeep than others.
My best friend Austin hasn't had an issue. Very little maintenance. And also Jeep has the free services in the beginning. So
That is true, is
Yeah.
it too?
I believe it's too.
Yeah.
Um,
But now I know you want to talk about hybrids, right? So, Grant, when I searched up a lot
Yeah,
for this
so-
episode, so many articles about EVs from every auto outlet. It's like all they
enough
want
with
to
the
talk
EVs,
about.
Nikki. No.
But I'm just saying,
kidding.
like, but what you want to talk about is hybrids. I know there's a reason behind it that you want to talk about hybrids.
Yeah,
If
so
you want to
first
speak
off, we'll
on
just
that.
touch on EVs, and we actually just talked about this at NADA, my brother's graduation. We were talking about EVs, brought up the question. I do think EVs are the future. They're here to stay. It's going to take a little longer than, say, our government works. But we do get pressure from the politicians and all that stuff, especially in the zero emission state of New York.
Yeah.
And they're here to stay. They're going to be here. They're going to get better. We're going to get better infrastructure and all that. So, and then they're pretty cool. They have good torque. They're fast. They're quick. The technology seems to be modern in there. They're fun to drive. Don't get me wrong. So, I don't want to knock them, but the consumer is not there yet. They are expensive, even though there's the tax credits and dealers like us, we're discounting them. We have $11,000 off the EV9, which is insane. And there's so much like good to offer in EVs, but the consumer's just not all the way there.
There's more to offer in plug-in hybrid.
There's more, and not plug-in hybrid, just hybrid in general, like a vehicle you don't have to plug in, and you get the best of both worlds. If you're driving locally, you never have to fill up with gas. My aunt
Your aunt
never
has
uses it.
one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has the Lincoln. She never has to fill up for gas. She's driving to Goshen, back to Montgomery, vice versa, and she never ever fills up. If she drives a long distance, yeah, she puts gas in her car. But if you ask
That's
her,
the beauty of
yeah,
it, though.
so you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You get to avoid gas prices if you're doing local. Granted, if you're doing further driving every year, but you're still getting half gas.
Mm-hmm.
And the demand's really there. Toyota has it right now. They're not gonna not do EVs. They're one of the best companies, if not the best
But
auto
their
industry.
hybrids are working.
And their hybrids are there. And we have a lot of great hybrids. Hyundai's hybrid,
I think
Kia's
the majority
hybrid.
of our brands are really focusing on hybrid.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
GM restructuring to do more hybrids.
Are they?
A lot of the OEMs are. So, in my opinion,
Do you know what they're looking to offer in a hybrid? Because they haven't offered one since the Volt.
yeah. So I know they're restructuring it. I have to read more in detail. If we want to probably share one of those
What it's
articles.
actually going to be.
Yeah. But they are restructuring. But the hybrids just, I mean, why not get the best of both worlds? I tell family members that, like, oh, I love the EVs. I was like, you can get the EV, but are you going to put charging in your house? Are you
said
going to
it
do
was
these
General Motors
small
or
little
Chevy?
things? What was that?
You said it was General Motors or just Chevy?
I think General Motors is probably doing a restructure. I want to say the article was. I can't remember what it was. I read it about a month ago. So
But what else were you saying? Sorry to get off topic. You were saying something else as I started searching this up.
no, I'm just all in on hybrids, and I think the OEMs that have that right are going to do even better. For instance, Toyota. They seem to get everything right, but our brands have great hybrids
this
to
is
offer
from
as well.
February 1st, actually. This is from Automotive News. They won't
And that's what I believe. I mean, right now, I believe in the hybrid right
They
now.
won't
So.
let me read it, though, because I know I'm not signed into
Oh.
anything.
All right, what's the title, though?
GM Revive plug-in hybrid plans offer flexibility
so
in
look
North
at that.
America. But like I said, that makes sense, though, because they haven't offered a plug-in hybrid since the Volt. The
Yeah.
Volt was super successful. If I'm going to look here and compare when I worked in prep of how many volts I cleaned to how many bolts,
Yeah, we have one guy that's driven one like so much, like 200,000 miles.
Mike Corcoran,
No. No, not he too, but a
He
customer.
still has the
he emails. He has
original-
two. He has 2 volts. This guy.
Mike Corcoran still has not this body style. He has the original Volt still at PK Chevy. Grant Healing works like 1 or 2 days a week now, but
Yeah, he's more of like helping out and training.
yeah, because
Guy's
he had retired,
phenomenal,
but he
yeah.
still helps out. But I know when he's there because his Volt is plugged into the charger right outside the service drive, so I know when he's there. But he's had that thing since I started working here. He's had that Volt since
Which was
then.
last year. You're 19. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So-
I was off a couple months. They reported that
No,
February 1st.
But so it's not
Brain's
expected
not
this
older.
year, so I'll have to look more into it and see if they came out with anything else of when they expect these to actually hit.
Yeah. So if I was a consumer, I really reach out to our stores, ask us questions about both. I'm on the hybrid side. I'm not saying EVs aren't going to come. I think they are truly the future. They've come a long way. I just think we need to get better infrastructure. The governments will start kicking in more money for that. The OEMs are already kicking in it. They're coming together to share chargers, like adapting to Tesla's chargers as well, which are everywhere.
Ford signed that contract.
Yep. I think pretty much almost every OEM has at this point.
Have they?
Yeah, they're pretty close. So just think what's best for you, how you drive too, and use our professionals as an example. Like, we're here to answer questions on you, and we'll help you weigh your
They'll
options.
talk to you about your driving habits on if it
Yeah,
works.
I mean, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. That's why there's
but
options out there.
truthfully, a plug-in hybrid or any hybrid is going to
Yeah.
work for everyone. You don't have to worry about
Yeah,
driving.
you get the best of both worlds. You get the little torque of it. You get to drive on
Yeah.
on EV.
They're
You get the
comfortable.
regenerative.
Well,
It's
what
it's a no-brainer.
what
for me.
she said was they'll continue to look at where the market is, right? And this was in December. So now that makes sense. So if you're talking about where the market is, it's not all in
No.
on EVs from the consumer
I
standpoint.
bet you if you took
So
a
that's-
poll right now or asked our customers, like, oh, I'm looking at a hybrid, they're scared to go full EV.
No,
Plus-
it makes sense.
Plus, they don't want to put a charger in their house all the time either. But yeah, I'm on the EV. I mean, I'm on the hybrid.
On the hybrid side. I think
So-
the hybrid makes a lot more sense. Grant, I recently bought an EV and I stopped for 25 minutes.
And you really just
All
like
day.
you just gotta ask yourself, like, do you really want an EV? Do you really want to try it, or do you want to be safe, go with hybrid, and then go to EV? Because EVs, they're gonna become more
It's a
affordable
stepping
too.
stone.
So
like the hybrid. to
it's
an EV,
it's
a
really all
stepping stone.
preference.
I don't know if it's going to be a stepping stone though. I have a feeling people are going to want to stay with the hybrid.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, because there's no stop.
that was the big talk at
long trips.
big talk at NADA. It was,
I
I
can
mean,
imagine
we're just
it
at a
makes
graduation. It was like a little heated discussion about hybrid, EV, ICE vehicles. I think they're all here to stay for a little bit longer. They're not going to just disappear like overnight. You have to do what's right. You have to do what consumers demand. You can't just dictate all the time. So that's where we have all the different offerings, but we're here to help you make the right decision for you, learn your driving habits, what you like, what you see, what you don't like, and move forward.
Yeah.
But I would say that's the big talk of the auto industry right now. Is that EV versus hybrid battle right now? What OEM has it right? What OEM doesn't? What car dealers have to do for their customers? What the customer has to do at their house if they want a full EV? Because you can't just drive around and find a charging
You
station.
either got to put in a wall connector.
Half of them take an hour and a half to get a charge. So
Yeah, you either got to put in a wall connector or 240
yeah, and
volt
charge
outlet.
and
One
charge
or
overnight.
two.
Exactly. So there are little things you do, but we're here to talk you through it, help you every single step of the way. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
So
But forget about EVs. You had this meeting the other day, a couple weeks ago, with Amazon.
oh yeah, we could touch
When
on
I
this
searched
thing.
this up, this was something outside of when they want to talk about EVs and hybrids. The other thing that there was articles on was Hyundai and selling cars on Amazon. I couldn't find too much information on it, so if you want to talk about what you guys
Yeah, so we
spoke
can
on
make this the title, really make it balance for Amazon. Healey does deal with Amazon. More like
That's a good idea.
Hyundai does deal with Amazon. So right now it's very, very small. They're testing to make sure all the glitches are out, but it's for certain employees at Amazon where they can go on and purchase a Hyundai. It's only for Hyundai. They have a contract, I want to say till the end of 2025. We're one of the dealers that our pilot hasn't really taken off yet. Like I said, it's brand new. They're trying to figure out all the little
2-day
things.
delivery.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out all the little things to make it right. It's structured pricing, but it's right now it's for employees of Amazon to purchase a vehicle. We had a pretty cool story though. We had one guy come purchase a car for his son for his first car, so that was pretty cool.
So you said it's only for Amazon workers?
Yeah, so
right now?
it's really not big. It's probably nothing much to talk about besides a massive partnership. And we said we'd pilot. We're a newer store.
But now where do they see it going? Like,
So
is the plan to offer it to regular consumers, or is it?
yeah, so the plan is that to offer to everyone to have another place, say another area where you could buy in certain dealers. They want all dealers on, but Amazon will probably eventually open it to everyone, but it's really just a test to see if it works. You are still buying a vehicle, so there's a lot of different things that come into buying a vehicle. Your credit, all
and
that,
everything. Yeah.
a lot of paperwork. Do you have good credit? Kind of okay
It's
credit?
not just
kind of
hitting
thing.
continue to check.
Do you have a
out.
trade-in? How much
So,
cash do you want to put down?
do
There's
they
a
still
lot of
have
moving
to-
parts in there.
Like
So
whoever bought the car, the Amazon worker, did he still have to come here to our store?
yeah, he wanted to come here. He still came to the store and picked it up. Phenomenal guy.
Now, do they always have to, or is it an option for them to not come to a store? Like, is it going to be able to be a fully
So
online
he
experience?
still had to come to the store. The whole thing at the end of the day will be so no one has to come to the store.
That's the goal, is to be a fully
Yeah, so
online.
right now it's literally in baby mode, small sample. Right now, we still think the best way to come is
Is to
come
in here,
to the
yeah.
store, see what you like. Cars change. You don't know. You can't just sight unseen kind of thing. People still like to touch, feel, and see cars. So
Now, is the dealer always going to be involved with this in Amazon? Like, is it ever going to be selling directly from Amazon, or is it always going to be coming from a dealer?
the dealer will always be involved.
Okay.
Yep. So
'Cause I was going to
the dealer
say
will
that'd be
always be
kind of unfair to dealerships
Yeah,
if
so-
Amazon.
The dealer will always be involved. They're the ones supplying the vehicles. They'll work with the customer, help getting it done. But it's kind of there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of stuff that needs to get done. And then they'll move forward. We'll announce it more once these little tweaks. We still want the experience to be great. Right now, the experience isn't perfect. There's some headaches in there. So that's why it's
It'd be
slow.
cool to see, because we got an Amazon warehouse
Yeah,
right over
yeah.
there. I
So
would
it's
imagine
not
we
open
get-
to all the warehouses yet either. So that's
not?
it's small sample of employees
So
because
it's got a lot of
it's got some work.
long
to-
way to go.
But it's Amazon, so they seem to figure everything out.
Yeah.
And Hyundai's pretty smart too. They do a phenomenal job. So I'm sure they'll figure it out. And when it's ready, we'll talk about it a little more. But in the meantime, the best way
Do you
is
have any other meetings coming up with those reps from
Uh,
Amazon?
they'll pop in every now and then. They wanted to get some stuff done on their roadmap, and then they'll reach back out. But
Okay.
that's kind of where it is. It's really in a stalemate with us and the Amazon employees and Hyundai. And then hopefully one day it gets bigger and better. But the best way to do it right now is to see, touch, feel your car. We do everything with you, whether it's over the phone,
And allow our
over-
client advisors
over
to answer your
FaceTime, whatever it is, we'll do it. But that's the best way for the best experience, and we'll deliver it perfectly every time to you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that definitely makes sense. The touch and feel, you need answers.
I need to touch
your
and feel
questions.
certain things. If I haven't worn the shoe before, the chance to me buying a shoe, like I'm picky. I mean,
The
as
sizes
you-
are
as you know,
different.
so
You might try and buy one size of one brand and buy one another. It doesn't fit. There's different toe space.
and I like human
shape.
interaction too. And most people do like human interaction. They want to know. They want to bounce ideas off a professional and get ideas back, what they think. So open dialogue is always good as well.
Okay. I think I didn't write it down, but one thing I did remember is GM did have their best first quarter ever. That's like one auto.
After everyone was doubting them, they had a phenomenal. I mean, they've
And
been doing
then,
a really good job. We had a meeting with them a quarter ago, and they really said what they were going to do to deliver,
and it
and
worked.
they came out and delivered.
I
was
forgot
like,
the exact.
I wanted to give them a
percentage
round
it
of
was up
applause. I wanted to send them all an email. I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, guys.
And then Ford did one thing right with reading the market. The Maverick had like sold out, whatever it was last year,
Yeah.
whatever, where they didn't produce enough.
Yeah, we still can't get enough Maverick.
And once again, you can't get enough, but the sales were up like 82% or something compared to, I forget what the time.
I mean, that Ranger Raptor is not going to be able to. We're not going to. They're not even going to make enough of them. Not even close.
No, but yeah, the Maverick sales were crazy.
But I mean, so those are like the auto industry. I would say the EV hybrid battle is the one. And then Healey's got a bunch of stuff, but we're here to help that customer decide what they want. And my vote is hybrid right now.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.